Private victory first. Algebra comes before calculus. Private victory precedes public victory. You can't be successful with other people if you haven't paid the price of success with yourself. Some people say that you have to like yourself before you can like others. I think that idea has merit, but if you don't know yourself, if you don't control yourself, if you don't have mastery over yourself, it's very hard to like yourself. The most important ingredient we put into any relationship is not what we say or what we do, but what we are. And if our words and our actions come from superficial human relations techniques rather than from our own inner core, others will sense that duplicity. We simply won't be able to create and sustain the foundation necessary for effective interdependence. As we become independent, proactive, centered in correct principles, value-driven, and able to organize and execute around the priorities in our life with integrity, we become capable of building rich, enduring, highly productive relationships with other people. An emotional bank account is a metaphor that describes the amount of trust that's been built up in a relationship. It's the feeling of safeness you have with another human being. If I make deposits into an emotional bank account with you through courtesy, kindness, honesty, and keeping my commitment to you, I build up a reserve. I can even make mistakes, and that trust level, that emotional reserve, will compensate for it. Really seeking to understand another person is probably one of the most important deposits you can make, and it is the key to every other deposit. You simply don't know what constitutes a deposit to another person until you understand that individual. What might be a deposit for you, going for a walk to talk things over, going out for ice cream together, working on a common project, might not be perceived by someone else as a deposit at all. It might even be perceived as a withdrawal if it doesn't touch the person's deep interest or needs. As one successful parent said about raising children, treat them all the same by treating them differently. The little kindnesses and courtesies are so important. In relationships, the little things are the big things. People are very tender, very sensitive inside. Keeping a commitment or a promise is a major deposit. Breaking one is a major withdrawal. I've tried to adopt a philosophy as a parent never to make a promise I don't keep. I therefore try to make them very carefully. I believe that if you cultivate the habit of always keeping the promises you make, you build bridges of trust that span the gaps of understanding between you and your child. The cause of almost all relationship difficulties is rooted in conflicting or ambiguous expectations around roles and goals. Many expectations are implicit. They haven't been explicitly stated or announced. Clarifying expectations sometimes takes a great deal of courage. It seems easier to act as though differences don't exist and to hope things will work out than it is to face the differences and work together to arrive at a mutually agreeable set of expectations. Personal integrity generates trust and is the basis of many different kinds of deposits. One of the most important ways to manifest integrity is to be loyal to those who are not present. In doing so, we build the trust of those who are present. Integrity is simply this: you treat everyone by the same set of principles. As you do, people will come to trust you. They may not at first appreciate the honest confrontational experiences such integrity might generate, but in the long run, people will trust and respect you if you are honest and open and kind with them. When we make withdrawals from the emotional bank account, we need to apologize and to do it sincerely. It takes a great deal of character strength to apologize quickly out of one's heart rather than out of pity. A person must possess himself and have a deep sense of security in fundamental principles and values in order to genuinely apologize. It is one thing to make a mistake, and quite another thing not to admit it. People will forgive mistakes because mistakes are usually of the mind, mistakes of judgment. But people will not easily forgive the mistakes of the heart, the ill intention, the bad motives, the prideful justifying cover-up of the first mistake. When we truly love others without condition, without strings, we help them feel secure and safe and validated and affirmed in their essential worth, identity, and integrity.